Today I'll share 9 Japanese well-being secrets you can try starting today. I'm Japanese, but I've lived in Western countries in the past. And while I was there, I noticed something interesting. The idea of well-being in Japan and the West feels a bit different. The Japanese perspective on well-being might add a new spice of happiness to your life. So let's get started. First, aim for depth, not just height. This is just my take, but Western well-being seems to focus a lot on climbing the social ladder, achieving success, and making dreams come true. Like get promoted, make more money, expand. I really like that proactive mindset, but doesn't it sometimes feel a bit exhausting? If you feel that way, I think the Japanese approach to well-being might suit you better. That's going deep instead of going up. Simply put, it's about focusing on mastering what you're doing now. The way you don't have to stress about competition or numbers, and you can just enjoy the little progress you make every day. Ever heard of Sukiyabashi Jiro? It's one of the famous sushi restaurants in Japan. Jiro Ono, the sushi master, has been making sushi in the same only 10-seat restaurant in Tokyo for over 50 years. You'd think he'd open more locations, start a franchise, go global, right? But he didn't. It's all for the sake of making even better sushi. I've heard that even at 90-80 years old, his sushi is still evolving. Isn't that amazing? Because he just simply enjoyed mastering the art of sushi. But in the end, popularity and money naturally followed. That's the power of going deep instead of going up. So why not dive deep into your hobby or work and master it? Who knows, in 10 years, you might be world famous. Second, find your Ikigai. Ikigai. I'm sure lots of you have heard of this concept, maybe even read the book. In this book, Ikigai is defined like this. According to this diagram, Ikigai is the area where these 4 circles overlap. What you love, what you're good at, where you can be paid for, and what the world needs. Sure, this chart might help you find your life purpose, but honestly, as a Japanese person, I feel like it's a bit off. For us, Ikigai isn't about something grand, like what the world needs from you. It's much simpler, more like the little joys hidden in daily life. It could be your job, or maybe just your small habits. In fact, when I made a video about Ikigai before, they said their Ikigai was things like growing vegetables, taking a walk, or drinking tea. Just simple things. What I realized is this. The key is not searching for Ikigai. It's about having a mindset that finds joy and gratitude in the little things. Yes, Japanese well-being isn't about chasing. It's about noticing. With that mindset, anything you do can feel like your Ikigai. For me, this is my Ikigai, creating videos for you. Third, find your Oshi. You know otaku, right? I used to think Japanese otaku culture was kind of weird. I mean, some of them are really obsessed. But from a well-being perspective, I realized they might actually be the happiest people in the world. Why? Because they have an Oshi. Oshi is a Japanese slang term for someone you passionately support and love. Someone who brings you happiness just by existing. Back in the day, it was the emperor or kabuki actor, now an idol, anime character, a sports player, even a writer. Anyone can be Oshi. The best part is, just having an Oshi makes you happy. It's got nothing to do with your status, titles, or how much money you earn. When you're cheering them on, you get pure and excited, like a kid's again. Okay, my Oshi right now is Yoasobi. I love them. Do you have any Oshi? If you don't have an Oshi yet, maybe I can be your Oshi. Fourth, taking a bath. Have you ever heard of Shabbat? In Judaism, it's a weekly day of rest, where people step away from their daily routines to focus on prayer and meditation. From a neuroscience perspective, this kind of break is said to help refresh the mind. For me, I think taking a bath is kind of a Japanese version of Shabbat. While in the bath, we forgot about work, daily stress, and anything negative, allowing ourselves reset and recharge. Yeah, bathing is more than just a routine. It's a habit that supports Japanese well-being. Yeah, I love taking a bath. I can soak in the bath for whole day. Fifth, keep a secret for yourself. Yeah, this is a little bit interesting. Katsushika Hokusai, the Japanese legendary artist. You've probably seen this drawing, right? He created it. He was a really famous painter, but did you know that he had another side of him? He also created shunga, which is adult artwork, under the pen name Tetsubo Nuranura, which means slick iron bar. When I first learned this, I was shocked. What? Why did he do this? But also I realized he must have had so much fun keeping this secret. I'm guessing he was like, there's no way people would ever guess I drew this. Sounds pretty fun, right? So I learned that from this fact. Having a secret might actually be a key to making life more exciting. So maybe if you like singing, you can start a secret Instagram account for singing. Like this. Of course, I'm not saying you should do anything shady, but a little secret just for your own joy can make your life like an adventure. Do you have a secret? What? Do I have a secret? That's a secret. Sixth, share food, share happiness. One time I was having a meal with Italian fans and said, let's share our pizza. They said okay, but after that they told me, in Italy, we don't usually share plates like that. That totally surprised me. Because in Japan, sharing food is just normal. We share pizza, we share pasta, we share anything. At izakayas, for example, we don't order separate dishes for each person. Instead, we order a bunch of different foods and share everything. This sharing culture can sometimes a bit annoying, which means we sometimes fight. Hey, that was my piece of meat. Yeah, when I was a kid. But I feel like it plays a huge role in Japan's well-being. Because giving makes people happy and receiving does too. Happiness doubles, right? You know, I think well-being, they're shy. They're hidden in those small and everyday moments. So we have to find them. Seventh, Wabi-Sabi Mind. And next we have Wabi-Sabi, the Japanese philosophy of finding beauty in imperfection. When I lived abroad, I felt that new and perfect things were seen as beautiful. Yes, they're beautiful. But in Japan, even old, imperfect things are considered beautiful. A perfect example of this is kintsugi, one of my favorite Japanese arts. It's the technique of repairing broken pottery or glass with lacquer and gold. Sure, it was once broken. It's not flawless anymore. But because of that cracks, it becomes even more beautiful, completely unique in the world. None of us are perfect. I'm not perfect. We've all had struggles, mistakes and scars. But that's what makes us beautiful and shapes who we are. So when you can accept yourself as you are, that's when true well-being begins. Live on, you're beautiful by Ashitaka. Eighth, let go and life opens up. This idea comes from the Zen teaching of emptiness, ku. Letting go of things creates space, allowing new things to flow in. Don't just only focus on getting that, okay? Letting go first. I've experienced this myself in my life. In my 20s, I got rid of almost everything I own. and became homeless. I was really devastated, but because of it, new opportunities started to flowing in. I moved to Canada and started working at an amazing matcha cafe. After that, I moved back to Japan and became a teacher, and eventually became a YouTuber. And now I'm here. I lost everything, but now I have more. So letting go creates space for new energy, new opportunities, and a new life. So don't keep holding, sometimes let it go. Ninth, the power of routine. In Japan, we see routine as something beautiful. Take the tea ceremony for example. It's not just about making and drinking matcha. It's about turning a simple act into a refined routine. By embracing routines, you can focus on the now, you can forget negative things, and your mind starts to relax. That's well-being, isn't it? And the good news is, you can apply this routine mindset to your daily life too. For example, you can create a morning routine, a cleaning routine, a stretching routine, even a shower routine. I've been creating these routines a lot, and this is what I realized. Even the smallest daily tasks can feel tedious if you rush through them. But when you do this with care and intention, turning it into routine, like a tea ceremony, it becomes healing. So if you have anything you don't like to do, creating a routine and try doing it like a tea ceremony. I believe you feel the difference. Okay, that's it for today. Which of these ideas resonated with you the most? I haven't been saying this for a long time, but I want to say this. Stay safe, have fun. Thank you for watching as usual. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.